Hey guys, it's Holly here. I have some tips for you for going out to eat because likelihood, do you cook your meal every night? I cook my meals most nights, but still, there's date nights that I like to go out with my husband. We go out with friends. We meet up with big groups of family and we go out to eat. We take our family out to eat. There's nights where our day has completely gotten away from us, and guess what? We have to go get something. We have to get something quick. So I'm going to give you some tips that can show you how you can make the right choices without blowing your commitment out the door to clean eating. So, do you have a pen and paper? Do you? Go get it. So, first tip, MyFitnessPal. If you do not have a MyFitnessPal account, go get one. There is an app on all smartphones, Android and iPhone. You can also get it on iPads and most tablets. So, if you don't have one, get one. I have one. I've been using it for years right now. I'm not using it so much because I've been more about portion control than calories. But what I love right now about MyFitnessPal is I can get on it and I can look at what I want to get from pretty much any restaurant. And it'll give me the nutritional value, the calories, of the serving size of all of it. So I can plan appropriately and go, this is what I'm going to get. And I don't feel guilty about it. So if you don't have one, get one. And find me on there. The second tip number two, I can talk, is be the first to order at the table. A lot of the times when you go out with a group of friends or with your family, you listen to what everybody else is ordering, and even though you've already made your decision of what you're going to do, you hear something and it might sound good, it gets those taste buds activated and you're like, man, I want that instead, and it's probably not the option that is necessary for you. So if you're the first one to order, then it's out of the way. You've made your choice and you don't feel guilty about backing out on your commitment and your decision because you didn't back out. You were strong in that. So don't question what you've planned to order. You've planned it for a reason because you made a commitment to yourself because you want to see the results that you've planned for, and proper eating is the way to get there. Number 3, don't be afraid to ask for substitutions or to leave things off. I know that a lot of people get a little sketchy about, well, cooks don't like that and servers don't like that. Guys, they don't care. I served for years while I was in college, and we don't care. We don't care. If you want to leave something off, yeah, we're good for it. Guess what? They've got a la carte buttons on there that per se there's a bunch of cheese or something on something, you don't want that on there, or you want to substitute fries for vegetables. Guess what? They can do that. There's buttons for that. There is a keyboard that they can type all of that in for. Cooks don't care about it, neither do the servers. Whatever. Half the time when they see that you're trying to eat clean, they're impressed. They are, guys. So don't be afraid for those substitutions. So just for example, say that you're meeting a bunch of friends for breakfast and you look at the menu and there's not a lot of really good options. You know, you've got your pancakes and your French toast and stuff like that, and you're not seeing or omelets that are loaded with cheese and different meats, and it's just not what you need right now because you're committed to yourself and committed to healthy eating. Guess what? They have those a la carte buttons on there. They have eggs and they have veggies. They have fruit there. I can guarantee it because guess what? They're putting fruit on those pancakes. They're putting fruit on those French toast. Half the time you can get a thing of fruit on the side. So why don't you ask for an omelet or an egg white omelet loaded with veggies? Don't put the cheese on there. It's really simple, guys. Really, really simple and really easy and really healthy. Don't be afraid to ask if you're not seeing what you want on the menu, or if you see something but there's something in it. Guess what? They have to throw all of those in there. They don't come prepackaged. They make them to order. That's why you're at a restaurant. It's made to order. So don't be afraid to ask for those different options or to leave certain things off. Number 4, pay attention to menu descriptions. Look at the menu. Look at the complete description of the food. Avoid the words creamy, breaded, sauteed, tempura, carbonara, stuff like that. You guys all know these unhealthy words that get those taste buds going. But guess what? They're good. They're really good. If you want to use it for a cheat meal, that's great. But if it's not your cheat meal, don't do it. Avoid it. Go for the things that say grilled, baked, steamed, things like that. Raw. Those things will all be a better option for you, and you'll walk away not feeling gross and overfed and that you just shoved a bunch of fat in your body. So pay attention to those descriptive words. When you pay attention to them, you're more likely to order properly. Number 5, stay away from snacking. This is a hard one because when we're sitting there talking with our spouse or with a group of people that we're with, it's easy to mindlessly put things in our mouths. You know, you got your chips and salsa or your chips and beans or the bread and vinegar and oil. It's easy to just snack on that. Avoid that. If it's just you and your spouse, tell them no thanks. We don't need that, but thank you anyway. If it's your family, guess what? They probably don't need it either. If your kids are anything like my kids, they're barely going to eat what they have anyway. So they don't need the extra junk. So say no to the chips and salsa. Say no to the breadsticks. If you're going to do an appetizer, stick towards the veggies or a side salad. Do you really, really, really need the appetizer? Because most likely your meal is going to be big enough and enough calories that you're going to be full, satisfied, and probably a little over full anyway. Okay, tip number 6. Are we ready for tip number 6? Tip number 6, be salad savvy. What do I mean by be salad savvy? Not all salads are created equal. They're just not. Salad is not always a healthy word. Look for the words breaded. Sorry guys, my nose is going nuts. Look for the words breaded and grilled. You know these keywords. Look for those words. Look for the cheeses that are in there, the bacon, the croutons, the way that your meat is cooked and what kind of meat that's going in there. Make sure if you don't want these, take out all the cheeses and the bacon and the croutons and stuff like that. Ask for extra veggies instead in there. They have them. That's why it's a salad. Make it as healthy as an option as you can. Instead of breaded, ask for grilled or steamed or baked. It's a very easy thing, and guess what? They can do it and they have it. So be salad savvy. As far as dressings go, ask for it on the side. Half the time it comes on the side anyway, but either way, ask for it on the side. That way you're not getting overload of dressing. You can control how much goes on your food instead of them dumping a bunch on there, more than you need, because most of the time you only need 2 tablespoons that can completely coat your salad, as opposed to 3/4 cup to a cup of dressing. Compared to 2 to 3 tablespoons. It's pretty simple. Avoid those creamy dressings. I know everybody likes ranch. Okay, maybe not everybody, but most people like ranch. If you can avoid the creamy dressings, do. Go for the vinaigrettes. Do you know how many different kinds of amazing vinaigrettes they have that are low calorie and healthy for you? Oh, they're amazing. So ask what the house dressing is. Ask for what kind of vinaigrettes they have. A lot of the times anymore, a lot of places have a really big list of different kinds of those vinaigrettes, and you'll find one that you absolutely enjoy. I don't think I've run across a vinaigrette that I didn't like, but I'm a vinaigrette person. I really like them. One thing, say yes to avocado. If it's there, get it. You need those healthy fats. It's a really good way to replace your dressing if you can. Instead of those creamy dressings, ask for guacamole. Not a hard thing. Or ask for just slices of avocado. Most places have them, and you need those healthy fats anyway. So instead of the cheese, get that avocado. If you're not an avocado fan, that's okay. Oddly enough, I'm one of the only people in my family that likes avocado. By family, I mean like my parents and uncles and aunts. Apparently I'm weird. Love, love, love avocado. Okay, tip number 7. Are we ready? Let me see my hands. 7? Yeah. Okay, tip number 7. Drink lots of water. Start with a big glass of water. Drink it before your food gets there. Get another glass of water. Try to drink at least 3 glasses of water while you're there. It can be easily done. Instead of, eating on that bread or eating on those chips, take those sips of water. Avoid sodas and teas and alcohol. I'm not saying that you can't, because I know a lot of people that they like that glass of wine when they go out, and they like that soda. If you can, avoid it. If it's a special occasion, then you know what? It's a special occasion, and there you go. But if it's not a special occasion, and I'm sorry, sometimes date night is not a special occasion, unless date night only happens like twice a year. If date night only happens twice a year, then okay. But if you're going out to eat on a regular basis, skip the wine, skip the beers, skip the soda, skip the teas. get the ice water, ask for lemon in it, ask for cucumber in it, ask if they have mint leaves to put in it. They can do those things for you, but drink lots of water. Make sure you're getting at least 1 glass of water in before your food comes to the table. It will help with overeating. So, tip number 8. I'll see 8. Pay attention to the portion control. It will say the portion control on MyFitnessPal and online. It may not say it on the actual menu there, but pay attention to it. You can ask to have half of your meal boxed up before it even hits the table. Not a bad idea, don't you think? Or as soon as they put your plate in front of you, say, "Can I have a box, please? I'd like to put some of this away." It's not a big deal. You're going out. They're being paid to take care of you. That's why they're there. So ask for that box. Ask to have half of it boxed up before. If they won't do that, box it up yourself when it gets to the table, because guess what? They have a box there. That way you avoid overeating. You have dinner the next day. There's also that option that you can share a meal. A lot of the times when you go out to eat, this is a huge meal that my husband and I look at each other and like, man, we should have shared this. And, we obviously end up boxing it up. Share that meal. It's not that hard to do. Saves you money. And it saves you from overeating. And it keeps you on point with your food. So, number 9, the big ugly sauces. Pay attention to them. We all like the sauces. We really, really do. I've already talked about avoid the creamy sauces as far as your dressings go. And especially when you come to your pastas. When you come to your pastas, those creamy pastas are full of fat, full of butter, loaded with calories. Loaded. So avoid them at all costs. If you can, avoid them. If it's your cheat meal, all right. If it's not your cheat meal, go for the tomato-based sauces. They're healthy. They're not pasta's not the healthiest thing in the world, but that's okay. If you're going to have pasta, go for the tomato-based pasta, tomato-based sauces. They're loaded in vitamins and nutrients. So if you're going to have pasta, go for the tomato-based. If the option is there for the whole wheat pasta, go for it. Whole wheat pasta is not bad, guys. If you haven't tried it, give it a go. It's not bad. We like it. Number 10, the one thing we all love, dessert. If you're going to do dessert, make sure it's a special occasion. Like birthdays or anniversaries, stuff like that. Make sure it's a special occasion. What you could do instead of getting the cakes or the ice creams is you could ask for berries or a side of fruit, because guess what? A lot of times they put those berries or those fruits on top anyway. They can not and just put them on a bowl and bring them to you. They'll do it. They have a la carte buttons for that. If your whole family wants to have a dessert, one of the cakes or the ice cream or something, order one for the whole table. There's a 2-bite rule, and there's a reason there's a 2-bite rule. The first and the last bites are always the most satisfying. Think about it. That first bite you bite into, and you're like, oh, man, that was good. And the last bite you take was like, oh, man, that was so good. And those bites in between, they're just bites. There's nothing special about them. They're just bites. So, make it a 2-bite rule. Take 1 bite, take another bite, be done. And if you're sharing with your family, there's probably only enough for two bites anyway. So if you need to get that dessert, if it's absolutely necessary, make sure it is for a special occasion. Make it a healthier option like berries or fruit or something like that. There's even frozen yogurt. Frozen yogurt's not a bad idea, guys. It's not loaded in calories and not loaded in fat. It is a healthier ice cream option. So make sure you portion that out, of course. And make it a 2-bite rule. That first and last bite, think about it. Those are the best out of all the bites you're going to take. So make them 2 bites. So there are your 10 tips. Make sure that you wrote those down. If not, watch it again, write them down. And happy eating when you go out to eat with your family or your friends or your spouse.